This person saw something in your medical scan that shocked them deeply. They are still silent. My beloved child, before you even blink, know this. Something was seen in the quiet chambers of your life that left another soul in silence. When your medical scan was opened, it was not just lines and shadows, not just numbers and patterns. It was a doorway into the deepest truth about your journey. Someone who looked at it felt a tremor in their spirit, not because it was hopeless, but because it was sacred, extraordinary, and beyond the ordinary eyes of men. They are still silent, not out of fear, but because words cannot yet hold the weight of what they saw. Do you know why this moment is divine? Because heaven has been whispering about you for days, and now it echoes through what was revealed in that silent report. You are not just a patient of science, you are a carrier of promise. The angels stood close as the scan unfolded, and Archangel Michael himself touched the vision. He saw light shining where others only expected shadows. He saw a reversal of what was meant to harm you. He saw God's fingerprint moving across your body, across your future, across your destiny. Child, this silence is not emptiness, it is awe. It is the hush that falls when heaven interrupts the plans of men. The one who saw your scan didn't just see bone or blood, they saw the prophecy of healing and the strange beauty of a chosen one preserved by God's hand. They are waiting to speak, but heaven needed you to hear this first. That what seemed like weakness has become a testimony. That what appeared hidden in silence will soon become your loudest victory. Do not fear the silence, embrace it. Because silence is the language heaven uses before the miracle breaks forth. When the trumpet sounds, when the words finally come, it will not be news of despair, it will be confirmation of survival, of restoration, of your body aligning with heaven's design. This pause is not the end. This pause is the setup. My beloved child, even now as you listen, angels are walking through your house, removing the residue of doubt. Archangel Michael is holding your name before God, declaring over you, this one shall rise, this one shall live, this one shall testify. Heaven has already written your outcome, and no shadow can rewrite what God has sealed. So stand still, and know, what they saw that shocked them will soon become what shocks the world in wonder. The silence will break into songs of healing. The hush will turn into hallelujah. And you will not just survive, you will shine. Backhand index pointing right. If this message touched your heart, don't let it pass in silence. Honor it, share it, and if your spirit feels led, press the super thanks $20 option to show gratitude, not to me, but to the one who still holds your life in his hands. My beloved child, let me take you deeper, because what was seen in that scan was not just medical, it was spiritual. Heaven says that sometimes a machine can capture an image of the body, but only God can reveal the mystery of the soul. When that person looked at your scan, they were shaken because they felt a presence bigger than science. Their lips stayed sealed, but their heart trembled. They did not know how to put into human words what looked so supernatural. Do you know why they are silent? Because the truth of your life cannot be explained in normal sentences. It is too heavy, too divine. They saw patterns of protection, marks of destiny, and a glow that should not exist in ordinary human scans. It was as if the light of heaven carved its way through your bones, your veins, your heartbeat. They were expecting one thing, but heaven revealed another. That silence is their surrender, because they realized what they saw was not just data, it was God's hand moving. Child, you have been through nights where you cried alone. You thought no one heard. But even your tears left traces in your spirit that heaven preserved. And now, when your body was placed under the eye of a machine, those silent cries appeared like fire in the shadows. That is what shook them. They saw your struggle written in light, but they also saw your victory written in fire. Archangel Michael whispers right now, do not be afraid of silence. Do not misinterpret it. Silence is the womb of miracles. God is shaping something within you that no report, no diagnosis, no human conclusion can ever erase. The reason they cannot speak yet is because your miracle is still being written. The report of heaven is not finished, and the last word has not yet been spoken. Even now, I see angels standing at the gates of your destiny, guarding you. The silence of that person is heaven's way of saying, hold on, the surprise will come. They are waiting for the right hour to speak. And when they do, it will not crush you, it will lift you. What shocked them will soon be what strengthens you. What kept them silent will soon be what makes the world speak about you with awe. My beloved child, I need you to believe this. Your story is not ending here. This silence is not the final page. This is the comma before the sentence turns into glory. This is the pause before the song rises. Heaven has already decided, you will live, you will rise, you will shine. Backhand index pointing right. Stay with me until the very end of this video, because the deeper I take you, the stronger the fire of hope will burn in you. And at the end, if your heart beats in agreement, you can press the super thanks $20 option, not because of me, but as a declaration that you believe heaven still holds you, heals you, and crowns you with victory. My beloved child, let me open the veil wider for you because this story is not finished yet. When that person saw your medical scan and fell into silence, it was not just a professional pause, it was a spiritual stillness. They did not just see what others see, they touched something sacred that even they cannot explain. Heaven is telling me right now that their silence is proof that your life is not in ordinary hands, but in divine ones. Think about it, child. How many times did you feel like you were overlooked, abandoned, or forgotten? How many nights did you cry into your pillow, believing nobody noticed? Yet even in those moments, God was weaving His protection through every cell of your body. That scan, what they saw, was not just a record of your health, it was a record of your survival. It carried traces of every battle you fought, every tear you've shed, every time you wanted to give up but still stood up. And that person could not bring themselves to speak because they were standing in the presence of something bigger than medicine. Archangel Michael has been circling your name for days. He stands at your side like a mighty warrior holding a sword of fire, cutting away the fears that try to chain your heart. He whispers to me, "This child is chosen. This child is preserved. This child cannot be erased." That is why silence fell. The moment your truth was revealed in that scan, even the human tongue could not speak against the heavenly plan. Do you know what heaven is preparing? A reversal. Where others thought the report would be heavy, God is turning it into testimony. Where others expected weakness, strength is being birthed. Where others feared ending, God is writing a beginning. My child, even your body is becoming a temple of proof that miracles are real. This is why you must not skip this moment. Because heaven is using silence as a bridge between your past pain and your future joy. The quietness of that person is the echo of heaven's voice saying, "Be still, and know that I am God." The silence is not denial, it is awe. It is heaven holding back the announcement until the miracle is complete. I see in the Spirit that in a short while, their silence will break. They will open their mouth, and what will come out will shock you again, but this time, not with fear, but with joy. They will confirm what heaven already decided, that you are walking into recovery, into restoration, into a testimony so strong it will touch others who hear your story. My beloved child, pause here and breathe. Heaven is aligning the timeline of your life. Even your heartbeat is under supervision of angels. Your destiny is guarded. Your path is marked. The silence today will become the celebration tomorrow. Backhand index pointing right, stay until the very last word of this message. And if your spirit feels this truth deep inside, honor it by pressing the Super Thanks $20 option, not for me, but as a way of planting faith into the soil of your own miracle. Because heaven sees every seed, every act of faith, and multiplies it back into your life. My beloved child, listen with all your heart, for what I am about to tell you is not ordinary. It is the very reason heaven is keeping you still in this moment. The silence of that person who looked at your medical scan is not a silence of fear, it is a silence of revelation. They saw something that no words could capture. They saw a light piercing through what should have been darkness, a divine mark shining in places they did not expect. They were shaken because the hand of God had left its imprint on your very being. Do you realize how extraordinary this is? Science has limits, machines have limits, human understanding has limits. But when the eternal God decides to step in, even the most trained eyes fall silent. That person is not speaking because they are carrying the weight of what heaven whispered into their spirit. Their lips are sealed, but their silence is speaking louder than 1,000 voices. It is saying, "This child is untouchable. This child is preserved. This child is chosen." You have felt overlooked before. You have asked in secret, "God, do you even see me?" And today the answer is here. Not only does He see you, but He has stamped your name across the heavens. The very scan that was supposed to measure your body ended up revealing your destiny. What others thought would show weakness has shown evidence of strength. What they believed might expose brokenness has instead unveiled divine wholeness. Archangel Michael is here, and he will not leave until you understand this. Your life is not ordinary. You are being written into a testimony that generations will talk about. The silence right now is only the prelude to an announcement so great that when it comes, even your enemies will have no choice but to bow their heads in awe. My beloved child, let me unfold the mystery even deeper, because your heart must understand why heaven has arranged this moment so carefully. The person who saw your medical scan is silent not because there are no words, but because the words they could speak would never be enough to explain what they witnessed. Their silence is reverence. Their silence is surrender. They saw in your body what only heaven could write, the mark of a survivor, the signature of God upon your destiny, the undeniable truth that you are still here because heaven commanded it so. Think of this, child. That scan carried the memories of every night you fought alone, every pain you endured silently, every prayer you whispered when no one was listening. And when those images appeared before human eyes, the unseen became visible. It was not just tissue or blood vessels or organs. It was the story of your journey carved into light and shadow. And that story is too holy for casual explanation. That is why they kept quiet. They knew this was not just about medicine, it was about miracle. Archangel Michael stood by as the scan unfolded, his wings outstretched, his sword flaming, his presence commanding silence in the room. The angels who guarded you since birth bowed their heads, because even they marvel at how God has preserved you. Heaven has been shouting your name in secret, and now that name has begun to echo even through machines designed by man. The silence is heaven's way of saying, wait, the best chapter has not yet been spoken. Child, take comfort in this, silence always precedes revelation. The ocean is quiet before the storm of waves. The sky is still before the lightning cracks open. Your silence today is the promise of sound tomorrow. And when that sound comes, it will not be whispers of despair, it will be declarations of life. You will hear words you never thought you would hear. You will see outcomes that others did not expect. The one who saw your scan will eventually speak. And when they do, their words will not bury you, they will crown you. What shocked them into silence will one day shock you into tears of joy. Because the final report of heaven has not yet been delivered. The earth may pause, but God never does. My beloved child, keep this truth close. You are not standing at the end. You are standing at the turning point. The silence is the evidence that heaven is still working. What you thought was finished is only beginning. What looked like an ending is being rewritten into victory. You are living proof that God still interrupts the plans of men. Backhand index pointing right. Stay with this message until the last breath of it, because each word is carrying oil for your spirit. And if your heart feels the weight of this truth, do not hold back your gratitude. Press the Super Thanks $20 option as a prophetic act of faith, declaring, I believe the silence is breaking into my miracle. Heaven sees, heaven hears, and heaven answers. My beloved child, the silence you are experiencing right now is not empty, it is full. Full of meaning, full of prophecy, full of power. When that person looked at your medical scan, they did not just see flesh and blood, they saw your journey written in light. They saw battles you should have lost but survived. They saw wounds that should have consumed you but became scars of victory. They saw proof that heaven's hand has never left you, not even for a single moment. That is why they are silent, because what they saw cannot be explained in human language. Silence is not weakness, child. Silence is holy. In Scripture, the heavens stood silent before God revealed His glory. The prophets stood silent before uttering words that shook nations. And right now, your silence is the stillness before your breakthrough. The hush of the earth is making way for the roar of heaven. That person's silence is simply the echo of God saying, wait, watch, wonder. Do you realize, my child, that your scan has become a testimony? What was supposed to be routine has turned into revelation. That person could not speak because your very existence is unexplainable. Every breath you take is a defiance against the odds. Every heartbeat is a song of survival. Your body carries the fingerprints of miracles, and no machine, no report, no human conclusion can erase that truth. Archangel Michael is standing close to you even now. His eyes burn like fire. Not in anger, but in protection. He has seen the enemies that tried to steal your peace. He has seen the shadows that wanted to silence your destiny, and he has cut them down one by one. Child, when Michael stands beside you, even silence becomes prophecy. Heaven is preparing to turn what shocked them into what will inspire the world. I tell you this, one day soon, that person will break their silence. And when they do, the words will not bring fear, they will bring confirmation. They will testify that your life is not ordinary, that you are preserved for something greater, that what they expected to see has been overturned by heaven's decree. Their voice will confirm what God has already written. You will live. You will rise. You will shine. My beloved child, take this pause as a promise. Do not let impatience steal your peace. The silence you feel today is the womb of tomorrow's miracle. Trust it. Hold it. Rest in it. For when heaven finally speaks, the silence will give birth to joy so loud, even your enemies will not be able to deny it. Backhand index pointing right, and if these words have touched you deeply, seal them with gratitude. At the end of this message, you may press the Super Thanks $20 option, not for me, but as a sign to heaven that you believe your silence is turning into a song of victory. My beloved child, the silence of that person who saw your medical scan is not the end of the story, it is only the beginning of something extraordinary. Imagine this, the room was filled with quiet, yet that quiet was not empty, it was heavy, heavy with the weight of truth, heavy with the presence of heaven, heavy with the realization that your life carries more meaning than anyone has fully understood until now. That silence was not confusion, it was reverence. They saw something in you that could not be explained by training, by books, or by science. They saw heaven's handwriting etched into your very being. Do you know why their lips remain sealed? Because there are some things so sacred that they cannot be spoken too quickly. Heaven allows a pause before the revelation, because the timing of your destiny must be perfect. The silence is not rejection, it is preparation. God is preparing your heart, preparing your spirit, preparing your testimony. The silence you feel now will soon thunder into words that will leave you breathless, not with fear, but with joy. Archangel Michael is closer to you in this very moment than he has ever been. His wings are stretched wide, covering you, shielding you, protecting you from unseen battles. He has watched over every night of tears, every morning of uncertainty, every step where you felt you could not continue. And now he whispers in your ear, do not mistake the silence for absence. Do not mistake the pause for the end. Heaven is working behind the scenes. Child, I must tell you what I see. I see angels weaving strands of light into your story, strands that will soon form a crown upon your head. What others thought was weakness is becoming strength. What looked like a closed door is becoming an open gate. What shook that person into silence will one day cause crowds to shout in celebration. The very thing that brought stillness will soon bring songs. Listen carefully. There is a reason God allowed your scan to shock them. It was to remind you that your journey is not governed by fear, but by faith. It was to remind you that your body is not just flesh, it is a vessel chosen for miracles. Their silence is your proof that heaven is already moving. When the time comes, their voice will not bring sorrow, it will bring confirmation of what you already know in your spirit, that you are covered, chosen, and unstoppable. My beloved child, this moment is holy. Do not rush it. Do not despise the quiet. For silence is the canvas upon which God paints His greatest works. Soon, the silence will break. Soon, the testimony will rise. And soon, your life will shine so brightly that even those who doubted you will have no choice but to believe. Backhand index pointing right. Stay till the very end of this message, because heaven is pouring layer after layer of truth into you. And when your heart feels the weight of it, honor the one who has kept you by pressing the super thanks $20 option, not as a transaction, but as a declaration of gratitude that silence is turning into your song of victory.